Oh yeah, Hot Mess Express. Hey weirdos, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, hi, hello, I am Marlakris. I'm gonna do some dip nail shenanigans today. This is going to be a mental health awareness video, so I'm gonna put a little trigger warning out there. If this is a tender topic for you, you may want to skip this upload. The mani on my right hand will be up in the cards in case you missed it and you'd like to check it out. These are the colors I'm going to use today. They're all from iGel Beauty, and the color for mental health awareness is green. Now, I know for some of you who have been around for a minute, you know that Green and I have had an interesting relationship. I've loved her, I've hated her. I think we're kind of friends now. So I'm going to do a little green. I don't want to call it tie-dye, but it's tie-dye-esque. We're going to call it tie-dye / watercolor Hot Mess Express. I am using my Sparkle & Co. liquids. I did apply my UNT peel base. I'm going to leave a video up in the cards for you guys. It's very, very long, but if you have questions about any kind of application related topic, it's a great one for you to watch. I covered a lot of stuff in that video, including my peel base application and removal. So check it out if you haven't already. I'm going to get right in to some stuff about mental health. And for those of you who know me, who have been here for a while, you know that this is a topic super close to my heart. It is my field of study. I just graduated. Technically not. My graduation is May 4th, but I'm done with classes, so technically I'm done. Yay me. I know. Thank you. I have my bachelor's in behavioral science. So mental health is something that I'm very passionate about. And even though it's my field of study and I know a lot about it, there are some statistics that I figured I would share with you guys because I know that there is such a huge, ugly stigma attached to mental health. Still in 2021, I cannot believe that there is such a stigma. But I'm gonna share with you some information, and I'm gonna tell you some personal stuff about me, in hopes that maybe you guys can relate in some way, shape, or form and recognize that you are not alone if you suffer with any kind of mental health issues. From what I've read, and this is recent statistics, 1 in 4 people suffer with some sort of mental health issue. That's a lot of people, 1 in 4. Now I have 23,500 subscribers. Do you know how many 1 in 4 is with just my subscriber demographic? That's about 5,800 of you guys. So if you are ever feeling like you're alone in whatever it is that you're dealing with, you are not 100% not alone in whatever it is that you're dealing with, even though I know it can feel like it sometimes, because I've been there myself. Just to overshare potentially a little bit about what I have gone through in the past. And I'm talking diagnosable type disorders here. I have been diagnosed OCD. I've been diagnosed ADHD. I've been diagnosed with PTSD. I've been diagnosed with body dysmorphia. Those are the 4 that I know of. Are there more? It's likely. I know that I have some generalized anxiety issues, especially social anxiety. And I know that that's not very commonly talked about, and I don't know why, because it's very, very real. If you or someone you know has suffered with any of these types of disorders or something else that you feel like you want to share and talk about, feel free to have a conversation in the comments. I think the more open and accepting we can be of mental health situations, the more likely we are to reduce that stigma. I am not a licensed therapist yet. Hopefully that will happen in the next couple of years. And I am not volunteering to be anyone's therapist. That is not my goal here. But I am pretty good at finding resources. Part of my training and what I've done, even at Safe Space for the last few months. So if you feel like you're in need of some sort of assistance, be it for mental health or something along those lines, feel free to shoot me a DM or an email. And I'm happy to help you find some resources local to you that hopefully can help you with something that you're going through. I'm also going to leave in the description box a couple of hotline numbers, a crisis, a suicide. If any of you feel like that's something that you need or you could benefit from, please take advantage of it. That's what they are there for. And they are there to hopefully give you some sort of assistance in stuff that you're going through right now. So now that I've gone on my little rant about mental health, I'm going to talk you through what I'm going to do on my nails today, and it really is going to look like a hot mess the entire time. We're going to get messy. As you can see, I've got the lids to my jars of color here, and I've put a little color of each in the jar lids. I did this just so I don't contaminate the entire jar of color, because we're going to get messy. This is not a clean mani at all. Not clean. This is going to be a tremendous mess, but I absolutely love the way these came out. So what I'm going to do, I've got my ombre brush here. You guys have seen me use this a million times. And I am just going to use my tap ombre technique, and I'm going to tap these 3 colors in different places on the nail to make it look kind of like a watercolor tie-dye-ish type design. And each nail is going to look different. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 coats of this. The idea is when you do your second coat, you want to tap the same colors in the same places, but I'm going to go in kind of like reverse order, because as you know, your base dries, you're not going to get as much opacity when the base is dried up a little bit. So the last color you used on the first coat, you want to do that as the first color on the second coat. Does that make sense? It makes sense in my head. I think it makes sense to you. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this for all of my nails. I thought about doing this just as an accent nail, but what I realized as I was going was I love this so much. I'm like, F it, I'm doing it on all my nails. And I did put the white powder down first, the baby powder. I wanted to put that down first because colors like these, very vibrant, very bright, very neonish type colors, tend to do better with an opaque base behind it. You don't have to. If you don't have any white dip powder, you don't have to do this. But I find the colors pop a little bit more over that white dip powder. And that was baby powder from iGel Beauty. I'm just going to go ahead and do this on all of my nails. I'm going to cap and clear a little bit later, and this is really, really super simple. It's just a matter of having the patience to do it and making a giant mess. And you know what? They don't call me Hot Mess Marla for no reason. These are my favorite types of manis to do. I love letting the creativity flow, having that ability to just do whatever you want on your nails without caring about how it looks during the process, because it's going to look awesome later. Do I waste powder doing this? Yes, and I hate doing that, but I'm not using a lot of powder at all. I mean, there's maybe a quarter of a teaspoon of dip powder in each one of those jar lids. I'm not using a whole lot. If you really wanted to save as much powder as possible, you could do this over the lids themselves, but as you can see, I've already contaminated some of these, so I don't know. You're gonna have to make that decision. For me, it was just easier to do it over the paper towel and waste a little bit of product, as opposed to contaminating my entire jar of powder and wasting a whole jar. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take a moment real quick to brag on iGel Beauty. First of all, I do not make money at all from iGel Beauty. I am not commissioned, nothing. They don't pay me literally nothing, nor would I expect them to. But I am going to brag on them for a minute for 2 reasons. One, you guys know by now that I am obsessed with the iGel Beauty dip powders. I love them so much. I've never had an issue with any color, nothing. I love their builder gel. I think the products are absolutely phenomenal. But that's not what I want to brag about. Although, yes, these colors are amazing. What I want to brag about, and I don't know if you guys will care about this, I care about it as a creator. You know, you've heard probably, if you haven't seen my creator influencer series type thing that I did, I'll leave the playlist in the cards if you want to check that out. It's basically just my life as a creator and what I've experienced. But as a creator, from this perspective, we deal with a lot of companies. And unfortunately, for the most part, a lot of those interactions are pretty impersonal. You know, companies just want promotion. And I get it. From a business standpoint, I totally get it, and I appreciate it, and I support the hustle. But once in a blue moon, and it's not just iGel Beauty, but I happen to be using their products, so I'm going to talk about them for a minute. There are a lot of other amazing companies, by the way. You've seen a lot of them. But iGel Beauty in particular, I just appreciate so much with my whole entire heart. The lady that I deal with over at iGel Beauty, I don't know if I should say her name or not. Oh, what the heck? Cam. I talked to Cam at iGel Beauty. She literally makes my heart smile. Once in a blue moon, she will just text me out of nowhere and ask me how school is going and if I need anything. And I just appreciate that with my whole entire heart, because it's relationships like that that honestly keep me coming back to a company. It's when they actually care about you as a person and not just as someone who's promoting their business and their products. Makes me smile, and I just wanted to share that with you guys in case you cared at all about that kind of thing. Anyway, I'm going to dust off and brush off my first layer of powder. I'm using my scrubby brush, and now I don't typically do that with colored acrylic, and it will stain my brush a little bit, but it cleans up with alcohol, no big deal. But I wanted to make sure that I didn't have any excess powder on my nails for when I put down my base, because these colors are so super pigmented, and I don't want to risk staining my base brush. So that's why I used my scrubby brush to get off excess. Now I'm going to go in with my second layer, and like I mentioned, I'm going to start with the colors that have the least amount of pigmentation, or that I used last for the first coat that didn't really stick as well. I'm going to use those first and then continue my little watercolor tie-dye ombre thing around one more time. We're going to clear encapsulate, and then we're going to top coat, and we're going to be done. In case you guys are curious and noticed my Little Pony band-aid, I posted this in the Facebook group if you're not in there, and you probably didn't see it. And maybe you didn't see it if you are in there. It was a little bit ago. I had an injury. I called it when peelies attack. It was removing peel-off base coat. It wasn't as dramatic as I made it out to be. I literally was being aggressive, trying to remove my peelies off my nails. Stab myself with a cuticle pusher. That's all. I did it to myself. Self-inflicted nail-related injury. I wonder if I can get workers' comp for this. Anyways, I'm going to let you guys hang out and watch. I think that this might be a good little zen moment for you. Just zone out and listen to the music, watch me do my ombre, and I will come back with you guys in just a bit. So I've gotten all of my nails completed, at least the ombre, and now I'm going to go ahead and clear cap. And I know I probably sound like a broken record, but clear cap would be super important over a mani like this to make sure you don't buff or file away that ombre or watercolor or whatever, whatever you want, the Hot Mess Express mani over here. So I'm going to go ahead and encapsulate with clear. And this, I guess it could be an optional step, but I find that when you're doing any kind of acrylic art over your nail, ombres, French, any type of design work like that where you're using your dip powder, always recommend encapsulating with clear. There's no point in working as hard as you did to get the mani that you did and then filing it all away. So protect it a little bit. Plus, I know I've said this a million times, I feel like a parrot, but I digress. Clear acrylic is the strongest acrylic. Acrylic strength can be compromised by pigments, by glitters, by foils, by whatever you add into it. So by adding that clear over the white base and then the watercolor, you're adding strength to your nail too, which can help prevent against breakage. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done. I'm going to file and buff off camera, but I will leave a filing and buffing video up in the cards for you guys in case you want to see it. You would laugh at me if you saw me doing this voiceover right now. I'm literally pointing to my ceiling as if I'm pointing to where the video's at, somewhere up there. I don't know. It's a day. Y'all just have one of those days where, I don't know, I have so much energy today, which is rare. I'm usually exhausted by this time, and I'm doing voiceovers during the day today, which is also rare. But I had an opportunity, so I figured I would take it. So I'm doing voiceovers during the day, and I am full of energy. Only had 1 cup of coffee too, which is nuts. Are you guys coffee addicts like I am? I'm trying to cut down. I've only had 1. I'm trying to do 1 cup of coffee during the day, and then I supplement in hot chocolate. It's just so weird. It doesn't make sense at all whatsoever. But here's my mentality behind it. Okay, ready for this? When I drink coffee, I literally like sugar with a side of coffee. My coffee is so sweet. And I've tried other sweeteners, like stevia and I don't know, whatever else that stuff is, fake sugar, essentially. And it's just so not the same. And I don't like having to consume all of that sugar. I'm 39. I'm getting old. I'm starting to gain weight, let's just be honest. And I'm trying to not do that anymore. So I figured the sugar-free hot chocolate is probably a lot better for me than eating all that sugar in like 6 cups of coffee. So that's my mentality. That's what I'm doing. Leave me alone. So I went ahead, clear capped all my nails. I brushed off that excess with a scrubby brush like it was my job, just to make sure I don't have any speckles or cloudiness when I top coat. And I'm going to go ahead and file and buff. I'm going to let you guys watch me do my top coat routine, and I'll come back for some final thoughts. So I went ahead and let my top coat dry down for about a minute and a half, minute 45. I love the way the Glossy 2.0 from Sparkle & Co. dries down. It's so quick and it looks so beautiful. I know, I've been obsessed with the Sparkle & Co. top coat lately. I can't see me liking anything more. If I find something that I like more, I will keep you guys posted. But for right now, this is kind of where I'm situated. I'm going to go ahead in with my Candi Skincare Cuticle Oil like I always do. I absolutely love the way this mani came out, to the point where I actually, and I can't believe I lasted this long, I had this mani on for about a week. My peel base held up on me. Thankfully, I'm telling you, the Sparkle & Co., I don't know if it's Sparkle & Co., but dip top coat in general, maybe, just keeps those peelers on. It makes them so super secure. I had zero lifting, zero issues for a whole week. I was so happy. I was so happy. I love this mani so much. I know, what's wrong with me? It's green, but it's also blue, so it's okay. I hope you guys took something out of this. I hope you learned something. If you liked it, make sure you give me a thumbs up so I know that you liked it. I hope you guys have an absolutely amazing rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Love you, bye.